So we are now home and we are starting on the island build. That's creepy. That's like the girl on that scary movie. What scary movie? Like when she's crawling out of your set and her head's all twisted. That's creepy. That is so creepy. He's working on the floor in the living room. So today is going to be the build of the island. You're on it right now. I'm going to spin you around and kind of show you my drawing that I have been lovingly redoing until I got it to this point where I really love it. I have to get it out of my head and on paper, or I won't know where to start. Where we are starting with the build. So, here, I'll show you. This is by the sink. So the back, I guess, the back of the island where people usually won't see it when they walk into the door. So this is across from the sink. These are the two ready-made cabinets that we purchased. And this is the bookshelf that we're going to build. So this is that profile. Here's the back profile where I'm standing right now. It will have a 15-inch overhang and then legs that I got from Lowe's. So I just picked up these. These are 35-inch butcher block table leg is what it says, hardware C. In case you guys want to know. Can you see it? There we go. So 2 of these in this profile will come out here 15 inches. Everything that I've investigated, they said 12 is traditional, but 15 is a generous overhang, just depending on the height of people, because their hip to knee ratio is different between, the height of people. So 15 is generous. 15 will accommodate everyone, most everyone. And so we're going to do that 15-inch overhang. And then, so that is going to be what I'm calling the front. So this part here. Now to the side of the stove, it's just going to be a blanket panel, and there is a dummy panel on it right now, but I will trim it up with some molding later on. That's going to be our finishing video. But this video today, we're starting on the build. In order to start, we're going to make this part here. This part is the bookshelf. I want a bookshelf on the end here to accommodate the cookbooks. I love to collect cookbooks, old cookbooks. And we do reference our cookbooks from time to time. I just think it's a nice display. Plus it was a pain point in our old kitchen where we had all the cookbooks last time was in a cabinet taking up real estate. So that is why I want a bookshelf. So this video, we're starting our build and we're starting with this. Once we get this done, the rest of it is just building out that 15-inch overhang and then putting the backing on the cabinet. Sorry, honey, I don't mean to cut off your face. Putting the backing on it and then trimming up with mold and then obviously paint it. So I'll take a moment here. If you guys want to screenshot that, you can. Now I kind of broke it down a little bit more of what we're going to do today. So here, if you want to take a screen, it's catching you, dear. There. If you want to take a screenshot of this. This is our bookshelf and the dimensions that we're going to use today. I'm doing a 12.5 depth because I've measured the cookbooks, believe it or not, and they will fit on that shelf. And then the height of it is the height of the ready-made cabinet, so that's 34.5. And then the width of it is the width of the side of the ready-made cabinet. So if you want to make it for yourself, screenshot it. There you go. And we're going to get into the build. Joe graciously cut our wood for us. So we're going to put it all together now. Okay, so something that's not on there is these strips. So they're just a 1/4 of an inch strips. And that's because of this overhang here. So we're going to just first, before we start anything, you give it time to dry and tack up. We're just going to use these strips here for the bookshelf to be flushed against it, and that way there's not a gap. So you will see these strips here. Now, if you don't have the space frame to attend to, then you're fine. You can make it flush. We just have a little gap that we have to deal with, and that is our workaround.
Okay, so you're gonna hear some banging. I apologize. We are redoing the flooring in the living room, and that is the last of the flooring done. Then we're done with the flooring. Thank goodness. We'll move into the living room after we do the kitchen because there's some updates I want to do in there. But come back to this, our bookshelf. I kind of have it laid out how I want it to be. So top, middle shelf, side, and you're on the bottom shelf. So the bottom shelf is actually going to start 4.5 inches up. See, so 4.5 inches up from the bottom, and that's because that's going to accommodate for the toe kick on the other side. So there we go. 4.5, 4.5. Okay, so that is where our shelf is going to start. So let's just put our guide line down. I'm just going to do so lightly, and then I'll fix it up with the T-square because I want to make sure that I get the straightest. Don't need these. The straightest line. So 4.5, 4.5 on both sides. Now, if you don't want your bottom shelf to start at 4.5, you don't have to. I'm just doing it to accommodate that toe kick. You can make your bottom shelf start wherever you want. So again, 4 and a half, and draw that magic line. And guys, I just hit this really fast with the sandpaper, with a 120 grit sandpaper, just really fast, just so I can get it the rough sand first, and then once we put it together, we'll kind of glue it up and make sure it's nice and straight, and then we'll start with the for real sanding so we can paint it later. But that will be in today's video because we gotta make it, right? Gotta make it. Okay, so 4 and a half. So let me go grab my helping hands. Corner clamps or that extra set of clamps. You're gonna dry fit it, and then we will see where we're going from there. These are not my favorite. I would like to get some that are a little bit more user friendly. Like better corner Christmas present, better corner clamps. What I think I'm going to do before I glue this part up is this is the front brace. Put the front brace on first, and then that will just give this a little bit more stability when we glue it up. So we will make sure that this is nice and flushed first and glue this up and just brad nail it in place. Pretty side out front. Yeah. All right, now that we have the face plate to the front of our bookshelf, we can put this shelf in by using our corner clamps. So it's going to loosen them up so I can move the shelf backwards. And then lift them up so I put some glue on it, and then we'll put our shelf back to this line, and then we'll just brad nail that in place as well. We'll probably throw some screws in there too, just to make it nice and secure. So ugly side down. When you cut wood, just to show you what I'm talking about, you'll get some off splintering if you don't use another piece of wood underneath it to kind of control that. you'll get some off splintering, but that's okay because this is going to go down to the floor, so nobody's going to see that. And then this is the pretty side, so we're just going to glue it and put it on our line. That is where the bottom of the shelf will sit. Let's get this all together. And just so I know where I am hitting at, the outside. So I two. Right. There. Okay, now it's time to put the top on, so we will have a box. And yes, you could probably do Craig holes, use your Craig jig and make some pocket holes, but since we are going to be painting this and putting some paneling on, I am going to do it this way. It's a little bit more sturdier this way. Pocket holes are great to hide things, to make things, but it's really not all that sturdy sometimes. So we're just going to run a bead of glue here, use our corner clamps, and brad nail it in place. And then once I've got my box, I'm going to go back and I'm going to use some screws to kind of make it a little bit more secure. You like my box?
It's good, dear.
It's a great box.
Are you gluing it along with brad nailing it?
Yeah, and then I'll screw it.
Oh.
Just a couple of screws. So it's an extra sturdy box. Yeah, well, I get to see, I want better ones because there's my box. I got a box. I got a box. Okay, so now we are going to work on the adjustable shelving.
And I do have this. I use this downstairs in the laundry room to make adjustable shelves. It's really, I feel like it's really clear cut. This is a Craig adjustable shelf hole. I want to make an adjustable shelf because you just never know when where you want the shelving to be. So it has a little kind of a level, not a level, but it has like a little edge guide here. And we're just going to slide it around on both sides. You'll turn it this way to go on this side, this way to go this way. And I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that way it'll give you, it'll give me the opportunity or the ability to adjust the middle shelf like this. And then I bought little pegs, little gold pegs that you put in the holes. So I'm going to measure down from the top here and here, and that's where we're going to start our first hole using this. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'm just going to do these for here, 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 and here, and then we will be ready to work on the back. Super fast. I'm excited. Just squared though. Oh, look at that. We are right on track. Right on track. So it's about 28 and a half. Actually, no. It's about 28 and 7/8 is our opening. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course. Half of 28 is 14, 7/8. So we're just going to kind of at least make one of the holes in 14 and then the other one 15. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. This hole is going to be 14 inches. This hole is going to be 15 inches. And then that will give me the middle area. So let's do that. Which means if I put these 2 holes. This is a little punch tool that came with the hardware kit. I'll show you that delicious little tool when the time comes. But this came with it. It's just a punch hole set. So just allows me to pre-punch my holes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of mark here. And then that way I'll measure from here to here so I can get the same on that side. So it's all about being the same. So we'll do that. That appears to be 10 and a half based on this measurement here. So and then after we get our line set, we are using this. Now this has a very similar to the Craig jig. It has a bit that goes down and it'll make the holes. You can set this to the depth. So obviously we want it to go through the guide holes, but we don't want it to go all the way through our wood. So let's measure this, shall we? And just to make sure that we don't go all the way through. We will go all the way through there, so we don't want that. No. So let's move this chuck up a little bit. All right, let's start making our peg holes. So this line here is lined up right here because then we will line up right there and then we'll kind of shimmy this line and this line. So you'll see. So I thought about this. I thought about cutting this out, but I don't want to gloss over imperfections because we're not perfect. And I screwed up. I messed up. And I want to show you how I'm going to fix my mess up. So I wasn't paying attention where my line was kind of matching up. And so I misdrilled. So I'm going to show you what I did. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. So in case this happens to you. Okay. Not all is lost. Like I just almost had a breakdown. But not all is lost. We can fix it. Okay. So see how I misdrilled these? I marked the ones that I need to fix right here, right here, right here. I already fixed this one and this one. So I'm going to use dowels. I'm going to kind of drill this out to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put dowels. I'm going to put dowels in it, and then we'll cut them off, and none the wiser. This side here is the back, so you will not see any of these mess ups here. All right. Piece of wood so we can drill into it and it won't splinter. Okay, so the back is cut to size. I just used a spare piece of beadboard paneling. That's all I used. In fact, I think Sophie wrote on the back of this once when they were having like a lemonade stand. But it's it works perfectly well. I am going to sand my oopsies, and we can put the backing on, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we gave this a quick sand, and next up is to paint it before we put the backing on. And I just kind of want to show you what it looks like with the backing on, but I am not going to put it together quite yet because I want to paint the backing first because it'll be easier to do that. And then we'll put it together in the next video. We will trim it up, put the backing on, trim it up, and then start with this overhang part of the bar. So let me show you what it looks like, or what it will look like all together. And then, you know, in the next video, you'll see it all come together. I am so excited to get this project done. Number one, but started, and then start to completion. I am just thrilled to pieces that I was able to make a bookshelf. I have assembled many of bookshelves before. But that's with all the pieces already cut and, you know, the instructions already printed out for you. I was able to do that, but this is the first time that I built a bookshelf. And being as simple as it was, I did mess up. I did show you. I showed you my fix to it too. But I thought it was pretty okay. I think it was pretty simple build. But this is the end of this video. I
wanted you to see what it will look like almost done. We still need to put the face frame on, and we need to put the face frame on, and then paint it out. I think it will be easier to paint without the backing on it, so that's why I'm not putting the backing on quite yet. While Joe sits there and bleaches and cleans the floor before we put the new flooring on, we are going to say goodbye for today for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around for the next video where we will finish this up, and then we will actually start to build out the rest of the island. I'm thinking that might be a couple of days involvement, but we are on our way. So if you like this kind of content, if this is your jam, go ahead and press this subscribe and like the video, because that tells the YouTube algorithm, you know, a lot of stuff. What it tells it, I don't know. I know that it does mean a lot for this small little channel, and stay tuned. We are on our way to get this kitchen completed. So I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Stay amazing. Bye.